I knew from the time that I was 6 years old, farming was what I wanted to do. That's agriculture. That's NC State.
I was drawn to soil science by just knowing how everything's connected. And when you think about environment, when you think about science, it really does come down to the soil.
I chose crop and soil sciences because I originally in high school was a Norman Borlaug scholar and learned how he used plant breeding to change the world, and I decided that that was what I wanted to do.
NC State has one of the premier soil science programs in the nation. So much of valuable scientific information was coming out of NC State. It drew me to there. I wanted to be where the best program was.
When I went to the Ag Institute, I chose field crop technologies because that's what my family farm was geared toward. It kind of fit the bill, the crop and soil science department. That to me is home.
This department, when I was a graduate student, had the Trop Soils program, which was this amazing international program that trained so many scientists around the globe. And what I remember most for my graduate student studies was the interactions I had with all of the graduate students from Latin America. There were a few from Africa and a few from Asia, and how important that interaction was in understanding soils around the world.
The experience that I got from crop science, crop and soil science, and also from NC State really broadened my perspective, really changed me actually. They are both the good combination to make the greatest agronomist for crop science and soil science. At that time, there were two departments, and I'm glad that they merged.
I grew up in a farm in southern Brazil, and working with soil fertility, I learned about many Brazilian researchers that came to the North Carolina University to be trained, and these people developed and helped to solve the problems of the soil fertility in Brazil. Many of those researchers, they were my professors, and so this is the way that I connect with the department.
I was studying more plant physiology, weed science, but found myself taking plant breeding classes at that time also. And NC State is extremely strong plant breeding.
Dr. Gene Yantz, who was my major advisor on my master's degree, gave me insights, gave me opportunity to get to know Bob in ways that have made all the difference in the world. And then when I continued the education in the direction that Dr. Yantz recommended, I was able to interact with other people who challenged me in ways that gave me an opportunity to find out what I'm capable of doing. The only way to find out what's around that next corner is to take that step and have a look. And I've been so fortunate to have colleagues who gave me that opportunity.
The statistical background that we got was pretty intense. I've seen other breeding programs and other, crop science faculties, and they don't have that statistical power that we have at NC State, and I think that's an edge.
NC State had some of the very best professors, not necessarily at the books, but being able to reach students and make a difference in their lives.
One of the best experiences while I was in the agronomy program at State was I got to go to the American Society conventions. I got on the soil judging team, so we got to travel a lot more and see a lot of the country. And that was when, I knew applying what I learned, touching the dirt and getting my hands dirty, that things paid off.
The classes that I took at NC State really provided me with just the basic groundwork that I needed to be able to communicate with growers. They could know if I'm making a recommendation on a product or a variety, it is backed by data from NC State.
In terms of my research project, I had work at that time in the phytotron. Having that facility year-round and just an excellent facility gave me that opportunity to spend enough time, like Washington Carver, looking at the plants and letting them speak to you to figure out what was going on.
The world is so small, getting smaller and smaller these days. It's shrinking by using the technology. So we have to develop new kind of or new strategy to nurture, to support our students and the learners. We're talking about the skill, upskill, the startup, the spin-off, the entrepreneur. So this becomes the driving force that we have to change.
And now I understand that the work I'm doing in South Carolina with the Nature Conservancy impacts the entire environment for the globe. But I had to start in one field, and I had to start with one best management practice in order for me to understand the global impacts.
Knowing the quality of students that are going to come out of the department helps us have confidence that we can build our business. If we didn't know that we had somewhere to pull from to hire people, it would be impossible to grow our business.
If you look back over the history of ag in North Carolina, we were subsistence farmers 100 years ago. One farmer now feeds about 170 people. The weather hasn't changed that much, so where did that increase in productivity come from? Every bit of it came from agricultural research.
The challenge that are facing growers and facing humanity are not insignificant. For corn, we've been able to double, even triple the yield over the last 100 years or so, and getting about 1% genetic gain, 1% productivity improvement every year. And that's going to just be cornerstone.
I'm a fourth generation farmer. I like to think that we make a difference. I'd like to think that our neighbors, the people across the state, they understand that we are here actually to produce a product that they can afford, and that we are their farmer. We're looking after them.
The keys to continued success of agriculture in North Carolina is its diversity. When we've got over 100 crops that we produce, that we do research with, wow, there's no other state in this nation that has that level of diversity.
There's nothing more gratifying or encouraging than a farmer telling me, thank you for what you do. Anything that I can do to make the life easier for farmers, it makes me happy to do it.
Experience I got is to support and to facilitate, to encourage the people. This is kind of main key because Kasetsat University is quite international now. So by experience I got, it really helped me in terms of accommodating the differences.
I would suggest to all students, all faculty, whatever research you're doing, whatever students, whatever you're working on, give them your best because you got a good education. Give them your best, continue to learn, because the value you have in that head, that knowledge, may be just what changes the world. I'm Dale Creek Taylor.
I'm Jeff Vaughn.
I'm Alan Balcom.
Kevin Robinson.
I'm Michaela Berryhill.
I'm Luke Gariboni.
I'm Rob Fleming.
I'm Sutket Nakasatian.
Grant Bosick.
Hi, my name is Tony Salas.
Heath Clapp.
Class of 91.
Class of 71, agronomy.
Class of 2020.
92.
1998.
Class of 2020.
I graduated in 1997.
1996.
I graduated in 1997.
2014.
I am Steve Troxler. I am the Commissioner of Agriculture for the state of North Carolina. I graduated in 1974. Go Pack!